Welcome to MLG Raleigh, everybody. I am Chris Puckett, joined in the booth by one of the biggest names in the Gears of War community. I got Arctic next to me. You may know him as the captain of Team Amazing. You may have seen some of his YouTube videos out there. One of the biggest guys out there in the Gears community. Super excited to have you here tonight, Arctic. You pumped for this?
Oh, you have no idea. I'm so excited right now.
And, of course, we're in North Carolina, home of Epic, and down at the end of the booth here, we have Quinn Del Oil. Quinn, thank you so much for bringing this game out here. I am so excited for this. What can we expect to see tonight?
I tell you what, we're going to see total and utter carnage. That's what we're going to get out of this game. NSANS and Team Epic, it's going down.
That's right. We have a fantastic show match set up for you tonight. MLG's best Gears team of all time, the 2008 Gears 1 champions, the 2009 Gears 2 champions, the NSANS, will be facing off against four guys who have been testing this game for 2 years now. They are very familiar with the multiplayer, and this is going to be a very hard-fought battle. Now, tonight, guys, we will have 3 games. We're going to be showing off not only 3 different maps, but 3 different game types, all updated since the beta. We have Trenches Team Deathmatch in game number 1, Thrashball King of the Hill, and then to finish it off, MLG style, we're going to Execution on Old Town. Are you guys ready to get this started?
I'm definitely ready.
All right, so here we go. It looks like we have all 4 members ready. Let's check out our blue team first. Let's meet our MLG pros wearing blue. We got the NSANS. First off, you got there wearing the Mohawks. That is Predator. To his right, you have Z Killer. Moving down, we got Killer. That is going to be Z Killer. And Nick Merckx is at the far end. And Nick Merckx is going to be our trash talker tonight, Arctic.
Yes, he's the hype man for the team. Big-time community trash talker here and there, but good guy. I expect him to keep the team quite motivated.
And you played against this team quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. We're good buddies. Nice friendly rivalry between them, so I'm expecting some big things.
And then Quinn, on the other side of the stage, we got your boys, the testing team. Let's meet our guys wearing red tonight. Team Epic, bring them up. There at the end, we got Ramen Noodles, WOMBAT, BACKSTAB, Ramen Noodle, and Jote at the far end. So here we go. All 8 players are ready. Let's get this game number 1 started. It's Trenches Team Deathmatch. So here we go. Quinn, updated game type since the beta.
Yep.
What are some of the biggest changes we're going to be seeing in this game?
Well, what you're going to see, especially on Trenches, is we've done a lot to make this map much more robust and much deeper than what it was in the beta. So definitely keep an eye on the new area we added called the Caves, and players are going to use that to get really good flanks and team strategy going on. So as we get here in the match, for sure, you might, in the beta, you definitely had some issues where people would get trapped back in this area trying to get out. And so what we could run into with spawn camping, and that was really bad. So we wanted to try to definitely alleviate that issue with the level design. And so we added the whole cave area, which added flank routes and extra type of crossfire. So crossing routes and everything is really big, don't you think, Arctic?
Oh, definitely. Now, we know Trenches got changed because of the spawn trapping. Are we going to see other maps, not just the ones that we saw in the beta? Will other maps kind of reflect that those changes?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. The beta taught us a lot about the issues we had in regard to that. And so once that came online, we tried to really hit those other maps hard and try to go really full on in keeping people from getting spawn traps. So we added lots of extra routes, and you'll definitely see that come September 20th when you get the full deal, which is what you're getting here right now. This game is not a work in progress, guys. This is the game that when you go and pick up September 20th, this is what you're going to be playing.
First look, the final build. Here we go. We are starting the game off with KILLA from the NSANS. Arctic, talk to me about this guy. He's known for his shotgun, and he loves the Lancer.
Yes. KILLA frequently is host for the NSANS during private matches, so he's probably one of the most consistent players that you're going to see out. He definitely has a very strong shotgun. and so he's full red right now, so he's to kind of run away, but has a very strong shotgun. And when I asked their teammates to describe him, they said he's always in your face.
Loves getting in the face, getting up close with that weapon, and it looks like he's starting this one off. Has that Nasher out, now switching over to the Lancer. And guys, let's take a look at, if you guys are Halo fans out there, don't know a whole lot about Gears of War 3, didn't get a chance to play the beta, let's talk about the HUD that you're seeing on the screen here. You see two number 9s in the upper left corner. Quinn, talk to us about how to keep track of the scoreboard in Team Deathmatch.
Yeah, so it's very similar to what you see in other Team Deathmatches where the highest point value is better. That means you're winning. So, but the other key difference is each team is sharing a pool of lives. So that number that goes down, that shows you your teammate died and he took one of the lives from your pool. So it really hurts in our team deathmatch when you die. When you have a player that's dying a lot, he's really hurting the team.
Right now, Nick Merckx taking all kinds of pressure here. We got Ramen Noodles holding up the dead body, using it as a protector here. And it looks like we got Nick Merckx just trying to stay down on the cover, getting a nice active reload. These pro players never miss that active reload.
Yeah. Now, you notice they're kind of taking the high side on this map. The weapon spawns have pretty much remained the same. Is that correct for trenches, with addition to the bottom level of the map now as a Scorcher? So all the weapons are essentially the same. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, that is actually very accurate. The key difference is once we created the cave, we wanted to not make it that much of just a flanking route. We wanted to put a weapon down there. And so what we did, we put the Scorcher down there, which, if you remember in the beta, it alternated with the Digger launcher. So now it's permanent Digger launcher every round out in the trench proper. And then in the cave, you have a permanent Scorcher.
So essentially, the power position on this map becomes a Scorcher, which you see Nick just grab right now is that Digger launcher. Essentially, that shoots projectiles into the ground, underground, and will kill enemies. Very good for getting players out of setups or power positions.
Yes. Nick Merckx taking all kinds of damage here, guys. He has that Digger, and he's just looking to use it now, trying to stay behind the wall safely. Looking over here at all four members of Team Epic, it looks like they were down in the caves, now trying to make their way back up top, but the Insanes are definitely holding top control so far.
Yes. Now that they have that Digger, they can kind of camp it out a little bit and set up. And Nick is probably trying to, there he is, trying to pull that shot off. But he's getting shot in his back. That flank position right now is just crucial to kind of hold.
There we see that it's going to be Jote NNY taking down Nick Merckx. And it looks like we have our team out of respawn now as the Locusts are pushing in. All of the Insanes pushing up with their shotguns. We saw the snub pistol there. Nice shots through the wall, picking up the down here. And it looks like Z-Killer going off at the end of this game. The Insanes taking it to Team Epic, but Team Epic making it really close in our first round.
Yeah, definitely. Now, one of the things that a lot of people always wonder about with Gears is kind of map design and how you guys kind of take changes and add different elements to the map. In Gears of War 3, what do you think was the design process for maps? Like when you think about symmetrical maps versus asymmetrical maps, and how you guys kind of balanced it for each map?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. We don't necessarily have a thing against asymmetrical maps. We definitely try to keep them symmetric because we like to keep that balance. But what we really like to push for is visual asymmetry. And what I mean by visual asymmetry is the geometry in the map is the same as far as the play space, but the locations look different. And that we thought that really helped with accessibility. So people can jump in, they can easily learn the maps, and it's great at the upper levels as well because the pro players, they could say, hey, I'm over here at the watchtower, or I'm at the minecart spawn. And it makes sense because there's actually minecarts in the map. So it's symmetric.
Wombat rolling right up there in Z-Killer's face, taking him down with the sawed-off. We are switching our screen to Wombat. First time we are seeing the Epic Games testing team. And talk to me a little bit about Wombat here, Quinn. What kind of weapons does he like to use, and what character is he playing right now?
Yeah, Alex, he definitely is a Lancer guy, and he's became pretty much known in the Epic offices and using the sawed-off pretty well as he moves around the environment and trying to get people caught like that. And the character he's actually using is called Griffin. And Griffin is actually a pretty big role in our game in regards to single player, and he's actually voice played by Ice-T. So
you got Ice-T in your game.
Yeah, straight up, we got Ice-T, the Ice-T.
That's pretty awesome.
For sure. So far at the start of this game, it looks like we have a stronger start here from Team Epic.
Yes, they're up 10-6, so they have the advantage right now, and it looks like NSANs are still trying to figure out how they can kind of lock down this map right now. You see they're all kind of huddled around that lower level area. I think they're just trying to figure out how to utilize that map, or how to. They're getting crossed really well.
This is incredible teamwork here out of Team Epic, and the scoreboard shows it. 10-4 in terms of respawns left here with Team Epic really just taking it to the Insanes. They haven't lost a life yet.
True. Now, I'm taking a look at Ramen Noodles. I know we're on Griffin right now, but he has the Hammer Burst. We're not restricting weapons in this. If you guys are watching, you guys are probably used to those Lancer starts. But can you kind of talk about some of the weapon changes as far as like the Retro Lancer, Hammer Burst? What was tweaked in the final game?
Yeah, so the beta definitely showed us a lot. For instance, the Hammer Burst, it's a high skill weapon, but the people that got really good at it in the beta were really good, and it's a very accurate long-range weapon. So we actually made a little bit of tweaks to it. So for instance, we took the headshot damage off of it, and we made the active reload damage, which is really high in the beta, and we toned that down. And so there's little nudges here and there, but we really felt like it helped that weapon out a lot.
And then the other big-time weapon was the Retro Lancer, which obviously community-wise, that had a lot of complaints. Can you kind of talk about, no one's using it right now, but can you talk about some of the tweaks that were made to the Retro Lancer?
Yeah, you know, the Retro Lancer was one of my favorite weapons in the beta, and it's not because it was so overpowered. It was actually because we learned a lot from it, and that's what was genius about having a beta, is you guys, the players, you really showed us what was wrong with it, and that, I mean, we could have shipped the game that way, and we would have been like, oh no, the Retro Lancer is just so overpowered in the way that you hip fire it. So if you guys didn't play the beta, the hip fire on it was insane as to how accurate it was. There was no recoil on it, and you could just nullify shotgun users and everything.
They're in their last kill right now.
Ramen going off there.
Oh, yeah.
We got Wombat doing damage there with some mortar strike action. 8 respawns left here for Team Epic. They got round 2 all but locked up at this point. And right now you are watching BACKSTAB, and BACKSTAB arguably the best player on the stage right now.
Arguably. Yeah, definitely. He's showing out right now. He's really giving the NSANs a little run for their money. You could tell they really have this map on lock, so NSANs really couldn't move at all once they got those power positions. They kind of balanced it up. They had 2 guys up top, 1 guy holding that middle.
Oh, the execution.
They're just watching the victory there. Give it up for Epic Games taking round 2. So it is all tied up 1-1 after 2 rounds. We're going into the game deciding round 3 right now. Ramen Noodles dropping 7 kills with 5 downs. Great series so far for him, and here he comes off the start of this game. Actually, as we're watching, BACKSTAB is going to be pushing up and immediately goes for those grenades.
You know, I actually got a question for you, Arctic, and that is, do you think the NSANs just threw that last round?
I don't know. I mean, that was a pretty brutal round for them to play. They might have turned it off a little bit, trying to have some fun.
I don't think they expected that crossfire that they saw at the start of the game. That was just amazing team shot we saw out of the testers.
The interesting thing is that kind of opened up with the sawed-off kill. So that's another weapon that a lot of people talk about, and you know, it's been explained multiple times that it was a perception versus statistic thing.
Yep.
But can you kind of explain some of the changes that were made to the sawed-off to maybe help those people that had big-time major complaints with it?
Yeah, you know, we didn't really change that much to the sawed-off, but we did look at the that major issue that people had, which was, hey, you know, it downs me, it shoots me from too far away, and it makes me go down but not out, and that could be frustrating. And so what we did is we looked at it and we tweaked it just a little bit so that if you get shot with it and it's outside that range, you're actually not going to get down, but it does do a little bit of damage. So you can get down by the sawed-off, but that's only if you're getting wounded by someone else shooting you, and then that little bit of damage with the sawed-off just barely puts you over the edge. Okay. So it doesn't do that issue that it had in the beta. It's going to be jibbing a lot of people.
It looks like we have the Insanes coming back here in Game 3. Great start for them. They still have 9 respawns compared to Team Epic, 4 respawns left, and we've seen incredible teamwork. They got the high ground early on here, and they are definitely making use of it.
Yeah, they definitely kind of took a page from Team Epic. They have that high ground, making it really hard for them to get kills on them. And if you notice that you can't really flank underneath because they're so high, the only way you can kind of cross them is from shooting down low. So it really makes it a crossfire map, and Predator is actually using the hammer burst, kind of evening the score. So
yeah, that hammer burst looks really good when you go to that iron sights mode. You get that extra zoom in, and he's as you can see, this map is definitely heavy on the team play and getting those flanks and those crossfires, and that's the Insanes are doing really well this round.
What game type do you think plays best on this map for competitive gameplay, Quinn?
That's actually a really good question. I think Team Deathmatch definitely benefited from adding the cave. It was always internally a great execution map. You really had those strong fronts, but Team Deathmatch, I really love playing this map. I think it's the most fun in Team Deathmatch for sure.
Right now you got Predator moving up here for some final kills with the Nasher. He is going to be working with Nick Merckx. And it looks like you really just have all 4 members of the Insanes charging after Ramen Noodles and Backstab. And here's the Scorcher down low. Predator getting out of there just in time, pushes around the corner. There's the Nasher, and right in your face, Backstab goes down.
Oh, with the execution.
So there you go. And in our first matchup, we have the Insanes winning it 2-1. Incredible gameplay from all 8 of our players. Give it up for the Insanes, guys.
You kind of have to wonder, did they throw that first round, that second round?
That's what I asked you, man.
I think it was the spawns, Okay. It was totally the spawns. No, that brings up a great question. Are the Insanes taking it easy? We did see some great executions there, but mostly we saw what we normally expect out of competitive gameplay. Lots of team fire there, lots of long-range battles, and I expect to see a lot more of that out of both players here. Guys, I believe we're going to a commercial break for game number 2. I'm going to swap out with legendary commentator, Unbreakable, one of MLG's commentators for both Gears 1 and Gears 2 will be swapping in for me. So
looking forward to seeing Unbreakable back.
Very good stuff here. We're going to have some Thrashball King of the Hill, and then finally finishing out Old Town Execution. All right, Quinn, Arctic, the score right now on the board is the Insanes 1, Team Epic 0. Quinn, get these guys fired up.
Hey, I don't know what to tell you, man. They had it that second round. They had it.
All right, guys, we're going to commercial break. When we come back, Thrashball King of the Hill is up next.